I could build a little bit off that. We came from a pretty diverse group of interests. I wanted to make a point too that, like you just said, now hip-hop is in commercials and it's on cartoons. There was a time in the 80s when I was growing up that it wouldn't play rap music on the radio. It was too controversial. Some people thought it wasn't music. And I still remember on Yo Bum Rush, the show, Public Enemy's first album, how much they were referencing that. They didn't get on the radio. They wouldn't get played by the radio. And they had to find their own way. And I think, and I come from Flint, Michigan, which has been a pretty tough place and hit by economic culture in bad ways. As GM, let's maximize profits by moving all of our production plants somewhere else. And we don't have to pay them as much. And it destroyed the middle class in Flint. What we've seen there and what we see everywhere in culture is that it will change. And so we get to decide, well, how do we want that to change? Are we just going to let it happen? Are we going to change it through culture? Are we going to get hip-hop out there? Are we going to get our ideas and environmental education out there? What we've seen in Flint, Michigan is as people all flock out of the city and we have all these houses that are no longer housing stock, the city will come in and knock them down and people are building urban gardens in those areas. And all of these impoverished people, especially in the north end of Flint, are finding that gardening is a way for food security, but it's also a way to reconnect. And even as we're talking about, oh, we got all this infrastructure, there's so much housing, we're paving over the underlying fundamental operating system of the planet. There are places where they're reclaiming that. We can reclaim it as well. I was in a group over here, and we had people as diverse as we had a water specialist, we had someone from the Denver Botanic Gardens, we had a tree hugger, tree lover, she loved the trees. That's not a bad thing, hug a tree. Native peoples used to go and get energy from the trees if they were feeling down. We had Beverly Grant, who was up here earlier, and we even had a young woman, we had a second grade educator, and we even had a young woman who's doing outdoor gardening. And in all of that, even though we come from all these different areas, I teach at Western State in recreation and outdoor education and in environmental studies. Even in all of that, we could see the passion, we could see the inspiration, we could see the different ways that we all found a connection, and then we seek to have other people make a connection. And I think that's our real role. Here we can keep talking about, well, you know, how many ways can you recycle? How do you get to work? Well, we're really preaching to the choir here in a lot of ways. We're all very like-minded, passionate people in this audience. What we can do the most, and what I gathered out of our talk in our group, is that we inspire. And inspiring people, and here's the big challenges that we face, and here's what we're doing about it, here's what I'm doing about it personally. You know, being the role model, modeling that behavior, but also modeling that passion, modeling that inspiration. We love what we do. We love this connection with the earth. I love these trees. Look at these plants. These are amazing. Modeling that kind of passion and modeling that inspiration will lead the next generation of students into these fields, and then once they have the inspiration, then they'll get the technical expertise to do what they need to do. And hopefully that will take us forward into that next step of cultural change.